If there's one thing unfortunate about today's gaming landscape, it's that kids growing up now will never know the heyday of free browser-based Flash games from the early 2000s. While still playable today, the discontinuation of Flash back in 2020 means that no new games will ever be made with the software. But if you want to relive those nostalgic memories or just see what you might have missed out on, here's our picks for some of the best Flash games from back in the day. Let's start off with one of the most played Flash games ever, Happy Wheels. Probably one of Flash's most well-known games, due in large part to seemingly everyone with a YouTube channel playing this hilariously violent side-scroller at one point or another. It's decently simple. Players take control of several different characters to complete platforming levels, but mess up and you'll become acquainted with the game's unique ragdoll and gore physics. Clear Vision is a surprisingly deep game for something that was made to be played in browser. You're a sniper with a troubled past, using the skills forced upon him by a psychotic military general to make a living. It's often edgy and comedic, like many Flash games of this era. But Clear Vision has the rare distinction of eventually making the jump onto the iOS and Android market with their own mobile game. First debuting to middle school computer labs across the world in 2006 was Fancy Pants Adventures, a side-scrolling 2D platformer. Since then, it's ballooned into a franchise of its own, being ported to several other platforms. It's a game primarily based around speed and timing, with fluid movement coupled with a fun art design and good sense of humor that will please most fans of the Flash game genre. The Impossible Quiz is the OG in the super hard test subgenre that would emerge after its breakout in 2007. The game consists of trick questions designed to make the player think outside the box to progress, which is never as straightforward as it might seem. You're allowed 3 wrong answers before you're sent all the way back to the beginning and have to start over, where it then becomes a memory game trying to retrace your bizarrely placed steps. Interactive Buddy is a game with its objective in the title. All you have to do is interact with the buddy on screen. He can be blown up, shot at, or tossed around, and he'll ragdoll across the screen. It's pretty simple, but also, isn't that the charm of these old Flash games? Next up is the Rage series. In this Flash game, you control a stick figure with massive anger issues, and it plays like a beat-em-up, where the more enemies that you fight, the higher your rage meter gets until eventually it explodes, transforming the player and giving them greater speed and damage for a limited time. Rage 2 and 3 are pretty much the same, only refined animations and destruction. Line Rider is an absolute classic. You start by simply drawing a line, as standard or as complex as you'd like, and then you sit back and watch the rider traverse it. It's such a simple idea and execution, but somehow so satisfying to play, making Line Rider the golden standard when it comes to Flash games from back in the day. And that's about it for our list. Thank you so much for watching, and go to GameRant.com for more like this.